Welcome to yet another lecture. Today we'll be talking about resume mythbusters. Basically, we get a lot of questions on crafting the perfect CV. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the lecture content. We will be covering the problem with CVs. You will learn a little bit about the greatest hits approach, the common issues with CVs, and then the most important questions: what to do when you have no experience, what should I put on my CV, and finally some secrets and hidden techniques of what the best candidates do. Okay, let's jump straight into it. So the perfect CV is like this unicorn which is extremely hard to find. And the problem with CVs is most people try to get so obsessed with it that they spend many hours trying to perfect it, craft it, etc. Here is our take on this. If you have like the value obtained from any activity on the y-axis and the effort, you can see that between good enough and perfect, the value delta is actually quite low. But the amount of effort required is much higher. So it's like very slant slope. So the trick to getting CVs right is to know when to stop. Because beyond a point, there is very little incremental benefit on your effort. So what is the objective of a CV? The objective of the CV is to get an interview. That's it. In the interview, you can be asked questions based on your CV and so on and so forth, but the CV alone will never get you a job, correct? So also the other objective is not making the world's most beautiful or perfect or amazing or whatever kind of CV. There are no resume Olympics that go on in the world. So don't worry about getting this perfect. One other quick point or tidbit that I want to get out of the way is the difference between a resume and a CV. A CV is curriculum vitae, or it's a Latin phrase, or in other words, the story of your life. So it can be much longer. You can technically make it as long as you want. Resume is basically for a very professional context, a business context. So usually it's small, short. We are going to use them interchangeably in this lecture, but here, when we refer to a resume or a CV, we are basically referring to documents about your professional experience that you make in order to get an interview. That's the context, okay? What are employers actually looking for in terms of skills? So there was a massive research done by the GMAC Council in 2014. And basically all your skills, you can split them across the following areas. So your communication skills, teamwork, leadership, technical, managerial. And even those can be further broken down into further subdivisions. So you can read this on your own time. I will not go into the details. We will give you the slides later. The $1,000,000 question, what do recruiters care about? So I'm going to be sharing some hidden secrets with you guys today in this lecture, backed by, of course, data. In all of our slides, you will see the source of the information. So this is not just our word for it. Would you be surprised if I told you that recruiters spend just 6 seconds looking at CVs? 6 seconds. And by the way, 80% of the time they are looking at your name, your current title, your company, your dates, previous title, company dates, and education. And here you can see a nice heat map of how the people's eyes have been tracking. So really at the top, and then just the key highlights on the left-hand side. Do you see like people reading the bullet points, the 5th bullet point on the right side? It's all basically blank spaces, right? Like it's not even green. And the funny thing here is most of this information that they're looking at is actually objective, not subjective. What I mean by that is your name is factual. You can't really embellish your name. Same with your current title, previous title, education. So most of these things are actually pretty easy to put on your resume. It's really the factual information about you. So you have very little wiggle room to try and make this extremely good. And number two, there's no point in spending like hundreds of hours on your resume when you know that 80% of the time they're looking at factual information. I hope you guys found this video useful. Please share it with your friends and family. I'll be back with more content soon. Till then, stay safe, take care, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.